Asset protection and future tax structuring must if you're a real estate investor and or a business owner, or maybe you have a W-2 job as a high income earner and you have a business and or real estate investing as well. I'm going to be going over the very basic structure to a standard structure, then much more complex advanced structures as well. Now, I am a fiduciary wealth advisor and tax strategist, and I do surround myself around with other CPAs, EAs, and different trust attorneys as well to bring the most knowledge possible. Now, down here, you'll see we have a very basic structure that everyone should have at the very least. And that's going to be having your good contract. So all of your legal documents, your contracting you are using, make sure they are actually valid legal documents that are great for yourself and your own city and your own state for your own circumstances. You also want to have your proper insurances as well. So that could be for your umbrella insurance, your liability insurance, or other insurances depending on the situation. You want to follow the creditor rules in your own state as well as the federal. And you also want to make sure you have beneficiaries listed on all your account types or business entities. And then also check with your own state and federal laws. Now, moving over to the standard, which is highly recommended. Now, the standard, we're going to this chart here below as well. We're going to use different entity or entities like an LLC or an S Corp or a C Corp or a combo of them. We want to always respect what's called the corporate veil. Now, the corporate veil is making sure that you use the business for business. You don't mix it with personal items. We also want to make sure that if we're using a business for an item on there, it's always the business name. We follow our meetings. We follow the books on there. And we ensure everything is titled underneath the business for those purposes. Now, using the standard below here, we got some examples you can see in the top left. You have your business maybe. Maybe it's an LLC, maybe it's an S Corp, or maybe you have more than one. Maybe you also have a W-2 job, or maybe you don't have a W-2 job. Then you have your retirement accounts like your IRA, your 401k, your TSP, your solo 401k. Maybe you're also a real estate investor. Maybe you have one property, or maybe you have two properties in this example. And then on the far right, we have the NQ, your non-qualified or non-retirement, like a brokerage account. Now, using this on here, you want to make sure at the very least that you're still going to have all of your insurances and everything we had in the very basic package. But in addition to this now, we're going to have that additional layer of protections that it protects your assets from you, and your assets are protected from you and other people as well. And that's where we want to have the proper structuring to check with your own city, your own state, and federal, but at the very least, you should have LLCs for your real estate rental properties. Now, people always ask, should I have a different LLC for each property? I mean, the short answer is for most people, depending on your situation, but if they're long-term rental properties, maybe you have two, maybe you have three. Usually, it's not a big deal just to have one LLC for all three of those, but again, that does depend. Now, again, your retirement accounts, they are protected by the state you live in as well as the federal government on there. Now, you also do have your W-2 job, different kind of protections. Now, regarding your own business structure, maybe you have a business on the side, as an LLC or as an S Corp. You want to make sure your business is protected as well. And then ultimately, at the bottom there is the trust. Typically, it is a revocable living trust. And then all of these entities are somehow tied to that trust in addition to that as well. So at the very least, you want to make sure you have protections in place. So if you own a business, maybe you're a W-2 job with a business owner, maybe you have real estate investing, whether it's one, two, or three properties, but at the very, very least, you want to make sure everything is protected. You've worked so hard to create what you have or what you are creating, so why not make sure it's protected to protect yourself, protect your assets, and also protect your own family from future obligations as well. As always, this is educational only, not direct financial, tax, or legal advice. Always speak to my professional. My team and I are here to help as best as possible. Thank you so much.